the top, guys, this podcast episode was recorded before Chadwick Boseman's death. And, if we had heard about it, we would have totally jumped back in and really dived into that podcast segment and really discussed it in heavier detail. The next episode will definitely detail this a little bit more. But I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for clicking on this. Rest in power to Chadwick Boseman, one of the biggest icons to ever lay into history within the 21st century. This guy was amazing in every single performance he was ever in. Even really diving into that, we see that so much for what his role of Black Panther did. We really see that in all the roles that he ever took on in such a gratifying way. This guy will be missed. He's an icon. He is Black Panther. He is T'Challa. He is Thurgood Marshall. He is Jackie Robinson. He is all of that. This guy was amazing, and he will be missed. And it's such a devastating loss. But enjoy the episode, guys. Thank you guys for understanding. And of course, together, we are all together. My thoughts and prayers go out to him and his whole entire family and friends. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new Good Boys podcast. My name is Zach.
I'm Tyler.
And we're just your two friends who love to talk everything in the world, movies, TV, geeky stuff, the life in general. And if you're one of those people who just need someone to talk to, or in general just want to feel like you're at a table sitting there talking with your friends, this is the podcast for you. So make sure to follow, rate, subscribe, like, all that fun stuff, wherever you're listening to us on.
That whole thing's like a script, that you just...
It is.
It's a script.
But it's the same thing. It's that mentality of getting it in. But
you
what's not a script is the damn show, because we go everywhere.
I mean, we sort of have a script. We have, topics.
We have topics, but if you notice, sometimes we'll be like, this is our main topic, but then that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and honestly, that's, the cool, kind of, neat thing about it, is that we have ideas and, topics that we want to discuss. And then as we get into it, it might off
now,
into something
the
else.
main topic of the show, we're planning to be DC Fandome, the Batman, all that stuff. That'll be at the end. We're going to discuss that at the end, so make sure to tune in. As well, if you guys have any topics you want us to discuss, leave them down below in the comment section. We'll always look at those. And last time we did a podcast, which was about 2 weeks ago, someone threw in a question asking us to rank all the Ice Age films. Yeah. Now... That did not happen, Tyler. We're not going to rank all the Ice Age films. I know you said you would if we hit it, and I know how passionate you are. You would have done it.
Piss off.
But you did watch something new this week, and this is kind of the first topic. Is kind of jumping into new shows going on, stuff that I've watched, stuff that you're wanting to watch, and this is more of just stuff that you guys want to watch.
Yeah.
So let's get off to the first thing.
And also, what else are you going to do right now? Sports are now canceled.
Yeah, again. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I in a perfect world, it'd be nice to discuss it, but we don't live in a perfect world right now, and it's a very touchy subject to talk about.
There's so many different things happening. Did you see that kid who went to one of the protests and started shooting people? And then that one guy who got shot in the back 7 times?
Yeah, and... I say it's a touchy subject because I am on the side of that is wrong, right? That is inherently wrong. Everybody knows that is wrong.
Yes, 100%.
But we have things going on that are defunding the police.
Yes, we have that. And we also have COVID still out there, which it's funny. It's 1 week it's COVID, 1 week it's the police, 1 week it's the elections, and
it's all just a shit show, and
I can't wait.
This is why I'm trying to. We're going to give you some suggestions to not pay attention to that shit and
go watch
have something.
So
positive.
Let's start with the first show. The show just started, 2 episodes in every Sunday night, 10 episodes I think for the season. It's Lovecraft Country. You've seen the first episode. I've seen the first and the second episode.
I'm on about halfway done with the second episode.
And right now, I have technically 3 and 4 and 5 to watch. I have those episodes in. I haven't watched them yet, just because I'm trying to watch it along with everyone. That way I do this episode reviews. The first episode's amazing. It's one of the best pilot episodes I've ever seen for a show.
Yes. It is really, really... For the first episode, it sets a tone, and it really transports you to that time period.
Yes.
And it's done very respectfully, and that is the biggest thing I love about it, is that despite the time where it was a very it's funny how it's like, oh, stuff that's not about race, but this does have kind of a race aspect to it. I mean, because of the time that it was set in, and it does it in a very respectful manner. I feel like that it doesn't, too much.
And the thing I also love about that is the way that it ties into sci-fi and the horror things, because there is the horror of being an African American during these times, but there's also the horror of these monsters around. So it's funny when the show started. We see I showed you the trailer last time we were together, and we didn't talk about it on there because it was something like right afterwards we talked about it, and you loved it and I loved it.
Yeah.
And H.P. Lovecraft's such a unique mind.
And even.
It's like, what is the show going to be about, And
that's like the cool, like, I picked up on it, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody listening, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's really right after the first episode ends and the second episode starts. And they're at the
house, the manor.
And the manor. And everybody is confused.
And
that plays perfectly into the lore of Lovecraft, and it starts to make
it's funny. The first time I watched that episode, I was even in my review for the second episode, I said I didn't like it because I didn't like how you were disoriented, but that's what they wanted you to feel. And it's really cool how they built on the mythology of everything. But that first episode alone, holy fucking shit! So it starts, and it has this amazing action set piece, not action, but war set piece, sci-fi set piece, and I'm just like, this is my shit. Cthulhu, aliens, all this stuff. What is it? Number 42 himself comes in with the bat.
Yeah.
Boom. Oh my God. That set alone grabbed me into that world and made me not want to stop watching. And then the Sundance town.
And it does a real, like, I've noticed like the kind of like theme and flow of this whole show. And just literally just off of the first episode, you can see that it's a very beautifully balanced and blend of this, almost like old school horror, like campy, tongue-in-cheek movie, mixed in with this also very dramatic, very real thing, and they blend it so beautifully.
Which I think the people behind the scenes need to be accredited. Misha Green, Jordan Peele, and J.J. Abrams.
Yes.
They're mixing all their own styles in there, and sometimes that can feel convoluted, but it doesn't.
This does it perfectly because there are times where it's very, very, very oppressive because, again, the time that it's taking place. And then you have moments where, like, right after, it's almost a comedic kind of like a breath of fresh air almost after you see something like that realness of those times. It's such a beautiful blend.
It's so freaking good. And one of my favorite things I want to mention, one of the most intense moments in the first episode is the 25-mile-per-hour car chase.
Yes.
How we see car chases all the time.
Yes.
Fast and Furious, spy films, whatnot. Those car chases are like going 60, 70 miles per hour. This car chase is 25 miles per hour, and like he's hitting the back of their car. It's so brilliant. It's like if
because
you guys,
he can't
they
go
can't
over
go
the speed
over
limit because he's gonna get pulled over.
And then the third act alone, when they're all in the forest, it's just, and that's when the campiness comes in, but it still feels serious. And I love how it still fits in there. So, and I'm not gonna get into the second episode because you're not towards the end.
Yeah.
But the second episode's weird as shit, and Again, this show is just my shit. This is hands down, like, HBO has their next big series right here.
HBO, honestly, is, as much as we like to give credit, to Netflix on their original movies and series.
The best.
And yes, I will give credit where it's due. Netflix has their shows and their movies, original content. They're doing a great job what they're doing out there. Sorry, HBO still wins.
It's still the best. It's still the best. All of them have, like, every streaming platform at least has that one big show that's like, this is the reason to get the streaming network. Netflix has their Stranger Things, The Witcher, Umbrella Academy, Ozark, and then
even like Dark Crystal is one of those shows.
Dark Crystal's another
that's
one.
not even really like one of those reasons why you would get it, but
it's
still
an addition.
It's a great
It's so good. So it's literally Game of Thrones for kids.
Yeah.
It's literally Game of Thrones for kids.
Almost,
families.
Maybe,
I would say for families.
Man, it gets dark in a little bit. I almost seems like teenagers. Like, it's a little dark for some.
It's so
like,
good.
It's a
I loved that show. The guy who actually directed all those episodes is doing the next Bright, which actually gives me more anticipation for that show. And then we have Amazon Prime, which has The Boys and Marvelous Miss Maisel. HBO has Barry, Lovecraft.
Yeah,
They have a new
so
Game of Thrones show
it's
coming
almost
out in a
like
couple
how
years.
Sony is with Xbox and everybody else is like, you
It's
have
exclusives, man.
Yeah, it's HBO is like Sony. You just have like so many titles, so many properties. Like they're Warner Brothers.
It's great. It's great. And HBO. I want to also mention. I told you asked me what other shows you should watch.
Yeah.
Euphoria is another one. Made by A24. Zendaya's in it. It is great.
Oh, and also Apple TV.
Apple TV, Defending Jacob is a great miniseries on there. The Servant is from M. Night Shyamalan. Love that show.
I was going to say, how is that?
The Servant?
Yeah.
So
it looks very, very...
It's not scary. I wouldn't say it's scary.
It's not scary, just very suspenseful and unsettling and weird.
Unsettling and psychologically fucked. Because, can I tell you a little bits about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, because I was like,
so what happens is these people... This couple has a baby dies. Their therapist says, carry around this fake baby. It'll help you. And this is a real thing in real life. I looked it up.
Yeah.
Carry around this fake baby for a couple months and then come to that grieving point. Well, the mother fully believes that this baby is real.
Ooh.
And they hire this nanny, I guess, who's kind of their personal assistant, takes care of the baby and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's home alone with the baby one day. And the husband goes upstairs, who's kind of just done, sick and tired of this. The baby's dead. This, and he comes upstairs, the baby's alive. And it's did this lady bring this baby in? Did she not? What's going on? Is she a witch? Is she a witch and made this baby come to life?
Or is he imagining it?
Well, everyone sees it. The friends, the family, the dad comes over and he goes, why are we doing a baptism for this fucking baby? And then he sees it's real and he goes, where the fuck did that thing come from?
Oh.
Yeah, it becomes that, and it becomes into cult stuff. But there's a part where, I'm not even getting to specifics, but the husband is a chef. Okay. So he needs to taste his food, he needs to do all this, and he starts, every time he tastes something, there's splinters on his tongue. And he pulls them off, and he's like, what the fuck? And then he starts getting splinters in his eyelids and starts pulling them out in his ears.
Oh,
and
so that's
this nanny's doing something to him.
Huh. All right. So there's another one if you want to get, cozy with your loved one if you have one through this whole quarantine.
Yeah, dude, it's good. It's good. What shows are you wanting to watch that you haven't? Maybe I've seen them. We can.
That was actually one of them. Definitely that show.
Yeah, that one. I think that's right up your alley.
And
then Ozark season 3. You still gotta watch, right?
Yes.
Are you looking up a show?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to
HBO Max.
Yeah.
Watchmen's another show you guys still gotta watch.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Honestly, I just.
Euphoria. There's
I was gonna say Euphoria. I also want to watch Raised by Wolves. That looks interesting.
The reviews came out for it today and said it was awesome. So I'm interested in that. Perry Mason, is that the one you're?
Just my own personal childish stuff. You got a regular show on here, people.
Yeah. Hey, speaking about that,
regular.
I have a show.
Cartoon Network.
So they announced a new show. I'm curious to
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So I'm curious.
Teen Titans.
Yep.
The original
the OG
one.
Teen Titans. Yep, it's on HBO Max.
What?
And we're not even advertising HBO Max, guys.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just going on.
Boondocks.
And it's oh my! I'm just these aren't even new. These are just ones. I'm oh my god! I even really
Yeah.
HBO again. Just more reason HBO.
And Boondocks is getting a new season on this.
Bullshit.
No, I'm being serious. Not even lying. And guess what else is coming to? Guess what's coming to?
Dude,
Hulu?
I have
guess what's coming to Hulu soon?
I have 2 jobs, and I'm a student.
Guess what's coming to Hulu?
I don't know how.
Animaniacs new season coming to Hulu.
I don't have time for this. Rick and Morty is on here. I thought Rick and Morty was only on Hulu.
Not anymore. They bought the freaking rights to it.
HBO has the rights to
they own everything Cartoon Network and Adult Swim now.
So Robot Chicken's coming on here too.
I think it might be on here. I'm not sure though.
Holy cannoli.
So did you ever watch the Powerpuff Girls when you were younger?
Yes.
They're so can I tell you?
I was a little embarrassed as a kid because I was like, oh, I like Powerpuff
Same.
Girls, but it's like a girl show. But
That
nah,
show's badass.
show's fucking
Dude,
badass.
you know what show's awesome? You know, who's your favorite villain? Mine was either him,
Dude, I can't
him,
remember.
or was it her? I don't remember. And Mojo Jojo.
I mean, yeah, Mojo Jojo was like
Okay, so
the Doctor Doom of it, basically. I don't remember, honestly. all
so
villains.
there was a big announcement for the Powerpuff Girls this week.
Ha!
Do you want to hear it?
It's a live action.
Live action
Oh my god.
TV show
Jesus Christ.
with the Powerpuff Girls in their 20s after they're pissed at their father and everyone for making them lose their childhood to crime fighting. How do you feel about this?
If they do it right,
It can do really good.
this will be
It's
the
literally-
most beautiful show.
It's
I've
literally,
ever
here's the
heard of.
thing. It's going to go really good or fucking terrible.
Look, the way I see it,
Can
if
I
they-
just be honest?
When they do it,
I want to see
if they do it
Blossom
right,
smoking weed.
if they do it right, it will get so much backlash and criticism. It won't be funny, but it will be the most wholesome, most pure show ever. Because
Now, I haven't told you what channel
Screw
it's
cancel
on.
culture.
I haven't told you what channel it's on.
Oh.
This is my only issue.
oh god,
So I love the writers on board for it.
Okay,
The
where's
writer
it
who
going?
did Juno and all those, like,
yeah,
great,
yeah.
knows how to do a coming of age stuff.
okay, all right,
CW.
all right.
That's my only issue with it. Is it's going on CW. When I thought about it, I said, why isn't this on HBO Max? Where you could do I'm not even saying you have to do R-rated.
No.
PG-13 is fine. My only
Yeah,
issue with
100%.
my only issue with it going to CW personally, it's not even that it's going to CW has good shows. I do not want this to be a 25 episode season. Cuz they always do, 22, 25 episodes. I want it to be 12 episodes each season.
Yeah,
Did that just kill your anticipation?
yeah. And it's because of where it's getting released on. It's nothing to do with the writer,
No.
nothing to do with director, none of that. It's strictly because of where they're going to be releasing it from. And if it was on HBO, because, again, it's where it's released at, HBO lets their... Hey, we're a house that, hey, you want to, make a show, make a movie,
Yep.
you have an idea?
Yep.
All right, what are they? Okay, cool. We'll work with that.
Yep.
HBO, that's like HBO and honestly Netflix are like the only two that really let their creators do what they want.
I agree.
And that's just how it is.
Now, I'll give him this. CW, like, the guy who's producing it is the guy
Yeah.
in charge of all the DC shows on there.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he probably does have some leeway. And I'm not ready to cancel it or say this is going to be garbage. I
Yeah.
need to see
Yeah.
how it turns
Absolutely.
out. But the
I'm not
concept
a
alone,
hypocrite.
the concept alone, awesome. That's a
Absolutely.
great and smart. I saw so many people shitting on it, and I'm like,
Why?
this is awesome.
It's a great idea.
Like, Powerpuff
It's
Girls
funny.
after, and
And
I
see,
think the
that's
thing
funny.
they should tie it
Already,
in,
it's giving it
tie it
backlash.
into the original Powerpuff Girls. Like, relate Easter eggs. Someone said we better not see the assistant's face, though.
Oh, jeez.
See, and I think there's a way that you have to be cartoony still with the show,
Yeah.
but still take into a
Yeah.
serious tone.
Yeah, I want to see it first.
Now, with that said, what other shows, like one show from your childhood, would you love to see in live action?
Dexter's Lab.
Really? I was going to say Danny Phantom. Or American Dragon Jake Long. Dexter's Laboratory is a good one, too.
Dexter's Lab would be brilliant.
And then it was announced at DC Fandom, which we'll get to a little bit, that Red Hood will be a part of the Titans show next
Rocket
season.
Power.
Oh my god, dude! Could you imagine Rocket Power nowadays? Sell me. Billion. The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Live action.
It's not on HBO yet.
It might be. I'm not sure. They have a lot of Cartoon Network shows
I know
on there.
they've been piling them on. I've noticed.
They had
And
a,
I've said
dude,
that.
they had an Adventure Time movie go on there.
Remember when we were first talking about this whole like HBO Max? All right, this is what it is, and we had an episode of talking about it.
Yeah.
And how I said hesitant on getting it because I want to see if they add more. They're doing exactly that.
Yeah, literally the only issue they have now
They're like,
is they're not on every streaming thing. That's their only
Yeah.
issue. So, and the app is kind of shit sometimes, but and then
It for a new. I mean, again, I get it. It shouldn't be an excuse because they already have pre-existing services and apps and stuff like that, and they've been around for
Yeah.
so long. They have money, blah blah blah. All these people, there shouldn't be excuse with like, It's new, but in this day and age, I was like, I guess that's one of the new benefits of the doubt.
Literally,
it's new, so I think it'll just get better with time, especially. I mean, with the influx of just people at home, like we live in a weird time right now. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
Totally. So let's move on to the next topic. Movie theaters and everything is finally reopening. Holy fuck.
Yeah. All right. So we live in Arizona.
Everything's been closed for 4 months now.
Yeah, and
as recording this, I'm seeing New Mutants tonight at a drive-in. Tomorrow, movie theaters reopen everywhere.
Yeah.
Dude, so you want to hear my Tenet adventure?
Yeah.
So I've bought 5 different tickets for Tenet.
Holy shit.
So originally, the second the tickets went on sale, movie theaters weren't announced to open here. So I bought them in Nevada.
You got refunds, obviously.
Yeah, I got refunds for all these. But I bought them for Nevada.
Okay.
And me and my girlfriend were like, we can take a little trip.
Yeah.
2-day thing, see Tenet, see New Mutants if it's not out here yet, come back, little 2-day trip,
Yeah.
Dude, Airbnb's there, fucking $50. Nice prices. I'm like, this. I got $100 credit still used for Airbnb. It was a solid thing. Then I saw it was opening up in Prescott Valley. Cool. Still another fun trip,
Mm-hmm.
2-hour drive, not too bad. I worked the next morning, but whatever, it's gonna work. Then I see a theater down here opened up. Don't really like the theater. I'm not gonna say which one it is, but don't really like the theater. But I'm like, I'll buy the ticket.
Yeah.
Don't have to drive that far. Still a fun day. We can take the day off, have fun. I noticed that the IMAX theater reopened. Well, of course I want to see Tenet. So, bought the tickets. Guess what? Didn't work. Turns out the IMAX theater is not open. It's just at the theater where the IMAX is. So I ended up just going to the theater closest to my house. That's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
We're gonna and then I get to see Inception in theaters Saturday. Like I'm living movie heaven. I'm gonna try. I want to take you to see Tenet on Thursday.
Yeah, I really want to see that movie.
And you're not like a big movie person, but when something grabs your attention.
Yeah. And
what was the last movie you saw in theaters? Endgame?
I have no idea.
Did you see Star Wars or no?
Fuck. I saw Star Wars in theaters.
Okay, so that was probably the last one you saw. Unless you saw Birds of Prey, Bad Boys.
No.
Okay, no, then you didn't.
No, I saw Bad Boys.
Okay, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it was Bad Boys.
Yeah, no, Bad Boys was the last movie.
Sweet. So my last film I saw in theaters was technically Jurassic Park.
And I saw Bad Boys because weird way, I grew up on those movies.
Did you love it? The third one?
Oh yeah, it was fantastic.
I think it's the best one. It's the best one.
It was a perfect homage to ending, like the perfect send off for the trilogy. Like,
but they're gonna make another one.
Yes, and
that's the one con I had with it. I'm like, seriously,
they're going to do spin-offs, but if they can just say this is the 3. That's
everyone was like,
dude, perfect send-off.
So they announced the 4th one like right after the 3rd one came out, and Bad Boys for Life is the title. Why wouldn't you just wait for the 4th one to be called Bad Boys for Life? So Bad Boys 4 has got to be Bad Boys Forever, right? It's got to be Bad Boys Forever. But I loved it. But yeah, movie theaters are finally reopening. It's kind of weird how our world is now finally going to that. I have a question for you. Does everything shut down eventually again, or does everyone just push through it now?
Before we get to that question, back to like getting my interest in movies and tenants and shit like that. Yeah, it's when I am interested.
You love Nolan, right?
I love Nolan. I like.
What's your favorite film by him? You got. I'll name some. You got Inception, The Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, Insomnia, Memento, The Prestige.
Yeah, I don't know. There's like.
What's the first one? Like when you think of Nolan, what's the first one that pops in your head? For me, it's always Inception.
Yeah, probably because it's like the biggest one, or Dark Knight. But Nolan is the director, the creator that makes movies that make you think.
Mm-hmm. They're blockbusters that make you think. Yes. Interstellar, Inception, Dark Knight.
Yes, and for me, I like movies or just anything in my life, content, whatever it is that challenges my own way of thinking or makes me think in a different perspective that I didn't think about before, or if it's just an idea.
Yeah. Now, see, when I see Tenet, I'm not going to tell you my thoughts on it. I'm just going to go. I just want to go and see it with you.
All I want, because like I saw the trailer. I still I am happy how they made these.
Are you off next Thursday?
I'm off every Thursday.
Okay,
It's my
so
only day off.
if I can, I'm gonna actually look and see if we can see Tenet during the day.
I'm cool.
That
with
work
me.
for you?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'll start looking right now.
Yeah. Like they've done it perfectly. They marketed this movie so good, and despite how many trailers there are, you still have no idea what the fuck it's about.
Yep.
And they
I love it.
keep it so hush, and I've been happy that I've had nothing to spoil it for me, because I want to go in knowing nothing and just try to figure out as I'm watching it, or have myself try to figure out as I leave the theater. I like and especially when, because Nolan is also that person where it's not like just some kind of crazy make you think. No, it's like a logical, well thought out. What if it was like this?
What if it was this?
Yeah, and not this kind of person. And I love that. If I get that.
Hey, you want to see IMAX Tenet next week at 12:30?
Oh yeah, I'm down for that.
I'm gonna get the tickets right now.
Cool.
Cool work for you?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome. So we're going to go see Tenet. We will definitely tell.
So this is gonna be Thursday, September 3rd.
I'll send you some money after
Sweet.
the podcast.
Yeah, and in IMAX, brother.
It's gonna be insane.
And in IMAX, we're seeing it. Hell yeah. All right, cool.
Thank you for doing that.
You're
It's
welcome.
gonna be awesome. We're gonna have a great. I'm excited for that. Yeah. Catching a bullet. The fuck?
Hell yeah. All right.
Like it's just so crazy.
Sorry,
But, yeah,
everyone. This is what we do on the
on the fly. This is probably what we'll do if we just get a notification that PS5s and Xbox.
Oh, I would stop the recording.
No, we keep on going. But like, yeah, we.
No.
also change it.
I would literally leave and go to GameStop right now.
I'm doing it online right now.
No, I do it at GameStop. You know how I am.
That's
I gotta
true.
do it at
That'd be
GameStop.
so true. Yeah, that's right. But anyways, state
Got
of
it.
our world.
Got it. Next week.
Hell yeah. So
Harkins,
Do we-
IMAX, Arizona Mills. Dude, fuck yeah, we'll get to see it.
I haven't been to that mall in fucking years.
Neither have I. But it's gonna be worth it.
Does everything eventually close back down? It depends on what. It depends on what happens this winter/fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or fall this winter.
I think we're okay. I think we survive. To be honest, I think we do. I think we're just gonna push through it at this point. Because I'll put it this way:
if
you're gonna
I
close
think
everything down, close everything else down. Then you know my thoughts on this. I fully believe, like, if you're gonna close a movie theater down, if you're gonna close, Dave and Buster's has been open for like 2 months.
How?
My point exactly. How the fuck is Dave and Buster's open? And for people who don't know what Dave and Buster's is, it's like a giant arcade.
Yeah, it's a giant arcade.
Like, so we walked by and I'm like, oh, maybe the food's open. So they have decent food,
Yeah.
So
And
I
that's
walked
another
in.
thing. It's like a bar. It's like an adult arcade with like
Yeah.
food, drinks. Like it's actually.
So
really, really
So I
neat.
walked in, and I'm like, it's got to be just the food.
Yeah.
Nope, arcade's open.
Wow.
And yes, they have the wipes.
Yeah.
They have this, but I'm sorry, I just can't believe that can be open, but other things in our lives can't be open.
Yeah, and that's where I was gonna lead to. I'm like, if it's, I think surviving the virus, I think we'll be fine. But if it's like, we don't gotta be worried about the virus. We gotta worry about this freaking riots going on.
Oh yeah, I mean those are
That's-
the scary things in this world.
At the moment, or I shouldn't say. I mean, I don't know how it is in, again, country, because
Yeah.
if you live in the U.S., it's affecting you. Country, I don't know if it's happening around the world still, but in the U.S., it's still very much a real and alive thing.
It is, and that's why, like, we try to do this podcast. It's like we're gonna mention that stuff, but we're also trying to just detour you and educate.
It's just more of like, hey, this is what's going on. Remember, all right. We don't need to put a lot of emphasis. You already have news outlets and other sources.
And can I say something? Isn't it funny how the news never talks about shit? They talk about the stuff that we all know, but not the in-depth nitty gritty. Where, like, back in the day, you want to hear, like, I'm just sorry. Like, it's just dumb. It's so stupid. You know what else is pretty crazy?
What's that?
Halo Infinite, man. Pushed back a whole year. Now, this is big. I have to imagine this is because of the reception from Halo gameplay. Now, I have a couple things. So there's a couple rumors that came out. 343 did come out and say no, they're not real. But these are the rumors from yesterday. But this morning they came out and said they're not real. One, they said the rumor was that they were going to cut Xbox One support.
Yeah.
Which, I'm sorry, they already should. I don't even know why this is on the Xbox One. Two, that they might have to push back to 2022 because they're going to restart half the game. So they said that neither of those are true. We are dedicated to supporting Xbox One PC and Xbox One Series X.
Do you know what this kind of sounds like? It sounds something kind of like an Anthem thing.
Really? I didn't get the Anthem thing from it. Why you say that?
Just, we're scrapping half of the game. When they first did the whole reveal trailer of that one dude getting Master Chief, it's like, this is in-game footage, blah, blah, blah.
And it looks good.
Right? But it's like, this is in-game footage.
Apparently,
so is this in-game footage that you've only, this is all you have for in-game? And
so the biggest thing that I've read is their
again,
delays because of the multiplayer. The multiplayer is not ready. Which at the same time, it's like, that's your prime thing.
So...
But the biggest thing for me is,
game,
what's the point of getting the Xbox now?
But, what when you say you're going to scrap half the game? What
part are you scrapping? Yeah. The campaign? Or?
Are you scrapping, a good chunk of the campaign and also a good chunk of the multiplayer? I highly doubt that.
Yeah.
Why would you
see? And that's one they came out and said it wasn't true. We just needed extra time for everything. I'm like, but is that just saving grace? Where we won't ever know until it actually.
Oh no, because that's the safe answers. We just need more time. They're not giving specifics. No. They're not saying, this is one of the problems we're having, or it's for this reason or whatever. It's just.
And it's difficult. Honestly, it's very difficult because I love Halo, but pretty much the only thing they didn't. So there was one more rumor, and pretty much the only thing they didn't acknowledge from this rumor was this one thing. And there was a rumor saying that if this game is not good, doesn't get, they want this to be the best Halo ever, or up to Reach level. Pretty much, this is what Microsoft wants. That if it doesn't, 343 is gone. They don't get Halo anymore.
I agree.
And I'm with you. If Halo 6 is not...
Because
it doesn't even have to be the best one. It just has to be as good as the other ones.
It has to be...
It has
to at least hold its ground.
Yeah, and as watching that gameplay, it felt like I liked what I saw. Yes, the graphics were a little bit more cartoony and stuff.
For me, I watched it and I'm like...
I watched it and I said, looks like more Halo. Looks cool.
It looks cool, but it makes you feel like you are this super macho one-man army, and I get it.
You know what I got from that? Duke Nukem Forever.
Yeah, I got you're freaking Iron Man. You are literally invincible.
You like the grappling hook? It's fine.
But that's my thing. It's it looks at first I'm like, this looks neat. It looks like a polished modern version of Halo, but then when you think about what made all the other Halos special, it was that
they were groundbreaking and they were groundbreaking.
Yeah.
The first, I would say, 1, groundbreaking, 2, groundbreaking, 3, ending to that groundbreaking trilogy. No, Reach. Every single Halo was groundbreaking in a sense.
Yeah, because Bungie was like, all right, how do we make it better? And it was whether it was through customization in the multiplayer, whether it was
new modes, Forge being a big part of Forge. I mean, I'm never a big
better graphics, more detail. With Reach, Reach had some of the
great looking game.
Some of the best detail in a game for a Halo standpoint. Wow, I don't think there's a game a Halo game that goes close to how much detail and thought, I think. Because, yes, you could say that about Martin, you have so much detail in these big old grand open spaces. Yeah. But if you look at Reach, it's all grounded. It's,
beautiful.
It was still on the 360 when it released. And the graphics, go back and look at those graphics. They're damn good.
They're amazing
for what they are.
They're amazing.
It's
just special, and I'm so excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
With this franchise,
am I hopeful?
Pessimistic. That's
a little bit. Yeah, I'm a little bit pessimistic.
So for me, it's all right, what's your exclusive this year? And I'll say this, you know, for people who are going to get the Xbox, it's going to be people who want to run their hardware the best. That's just the truth. That's the reason I'm still going to get it, because I want to review it, I want to talk about it, but I also want to say, is it worth the general consumer buying this thing first day? But the PS5 now, I mean, truly for me, we still don't know what first day exclusives there are, besides the PS5 having Miles Morales first day, which is already a big fucking sell for most people. You know what I mean?
It's already a sell for the majority of the people that will be buying these consoles and be playing the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Young teens and kids.
Yeah.
So, Xbox, what are you doing to try to compete with that?
Yeah. By the way, guess who played God of War for the first time? Curtis. And he told me he fucking loved it.
Oh.
Dude, he's trying to 100% the game.
Oh, surprise. Not really.
It's like, how many times we gotta tell this fucker?
No, man, for me, I'm tired of just telling him, like, hey, you should check this out. Whatever, it probably sucks. All right, cool. Miss out. I know what
You and me know our shit.
I'm not trying to
Guys,
be a
like,
humble
you guys watch
person.
Fox and CNN all the time. We are Fox and CNN.
Except just better.
Way better. Way better. Guys, we're going to go see Tenet next Thursday in IMAX. I'm so excited to see it in IMAX with you at 12:30 p.m., guys.
I'm just really excited to watch Tenet and just...
Can I hold your hand the whole time?
No.
Okay.
My hand's going to get sweaty.
Oh, it's okay. What was the last movie we saw together? Was it Us?
No.
No? Which screener did I take? It wasn't...
Maybe Godzilla?
Yes. Yes. Because Us came out in March.
Maybe.
So Godzilla was that. Which, dude, I remember our faces when they started running at each other. Yeah, oh, my God.
After the whole initial, watching of it and, how, it's Godzilla...
It's not as good as I remember.
No.
But,
it
definitely...
It definitely got my whole hype up on it. It was just like...
but let's be honest, it was still a ton of fun.
It was a cool movie. It was a lot of fun. Seeing freaking radioactive Godzilla basically just melt everything.
So are you excited for Godzilla versus Kong next year?
Yeah, because that just seems so
Who wins?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Who wins? I think Kong.
I don't know if
the only reason I say Kong is because he's faster.
Maybe.
Like, he's gonna be able to ride the back of him, rip off his stuff, and start stabbing him. I mean, he's gonna go ghetto style, you know.
But I mean, I look at it the same way. As who would win? You? Or a lizard that's as big as you?
That's as big as me? Does the lizard bring fire?
What's gonna win? You or a Komodo dragon?
Probably the Komodo dragon.
Exactly.
That's my size.
So I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, us as humans, same thing with Kong, because he's an ape. Yeah. He's hair, flesh, and bone. Humans and mammals, very fragile freaking thing.
Do you think Kong picks up a building and starts...
I think all Godzilla really needs to do is just...
breathe fire.
Either...
Can we be honest, though?
That,
you know what's going to happen, right?
Dude,
they're going to team up to fight something, right?
That's how they always do it.
So, I have a feeling they're going to fight Mecha Godzilla. Or, Mecha, the three-headed one.
That or there's one Ultimate one. It's Destroyer or some shit like that.
Yeah, my favorite thing though is I remember, dude, this is my biggest tweet ever. When they announced that it was coming out, I posted. Do you remember the original Godzilla versus Kong from 19 whatever, the old school?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Godzilla shoves a fucking tree in his mouth?
Yeah,
dude, I posted that. I was like, I hope this iconic scene is in the movie. I never knew how many people loved that fucking.
Yeah,
he's just shoving it in his mouth. It's so funny.
There's some funny things that are
and that's the thing. And I love who's directing the film. It's the guy who did You're Next and The Guest.
Ah.
And he did the newest Blair Witch, which I'm in the minority. I thought it was way better than the original. The first Blair Witch is fucking garbage.
I agree. It was a shitty cult fan film.
Yeah, at
the
time. At the time, it's great. So
it's because it created a cult following, and then it gave birth to what it is now, which is just what
People in Woods.
It should have been kind of.
I could make it.
Yeah. But you know, yeah.
Yeah, you know what we
guys
came out
really-
on though? Our anniversary of the Pokemon sketch.
What?
The Pokemon sketch that we made when you tore my clothes off. We're on the anniversary of that. It's been
Oh
3
my
years
goodness.
since that. It's been 3 years since you tore my clothes off.
That was such a funny ass like.
For people who don't know what we're talking about the short film we made about Pokemon Go's and Addicts Anonymous. And Tyler played a therapist who hated people who played Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And he ripped my clothes off.
It's because it was at the height of the whole Pokemon Go thing on how ridiculous I still think it is to this day.
People still play it.
Dude, I remember one time I was driving with my brother.
Mm-hmm. Was he playing it?
Yeah, and it was like after we got back from like eating or something like that. I'm driving, and it's hot as fuck. It's like in this height of the summer. He's like, "Yo, can you stop at this park real quick?"
Did you almost kill him?
Oh, I almost like.
Did you know what he was talking about when he asked you to?
No.
No. So did you pull over?
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" He's like, "I thought he's like."
Something was wrong.
Something.
You had to pee, poop.
Yeah, something. So I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Oh no, I just like I got a Pokemon right here." I was like, "Are you fucking joking?" And start driving. He's like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "I'm not. It's fucking hot outside. I'm going home."
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep.
Yeah, and so that's. Damn, I forgot about that. That's such a funny ass fucking sketch.
I
Holy
love
shit,
it.
I completely forgot about that.
I love it. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, let's get into the major topic. DC Fandome. So I'm going to go through each panel, and we're going to get to the big one by the end. Well, actually, before that, can we talk about... Do you know what Dune is? So Dune's trailer is coming out September 9th officially, and I'm so fucking excited. I just started reading the book.
How is it?
It's hard. It's really hard to read, because a lot of the vocabulary in there is made up. So in the back of the book, there's a dictionary.
Really?
Yeah, but I read what the teaser trailer is supposed to have, because the teaser trailer is showing before Tenet right now. Like, because Tenet's already out in other countries right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally that first scene. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this. So I just want to mention that September 9th, guys, Dune trailer coming out. I'm so excited. DC Fandome, though. Okay, so we're gonna go through each panel.
Okay.
Some of the panels you didn't see, you can ask me questions about what they announced, what they didn't announce. Okay, so first one was Wonder Woman 1984. All right.
Looks good.
New trailer. Did you see the new trailer of Cheetah? What do you think of Cheetah? I thought Cheetah looked cool.
I like it.
I'm more excited for this film than I ever was for the first one.
I agree.
And I'm going to be honest, I think this film will be better than Black Widow.
Do you know what it is? I think this is the same thing that Marvel had when they had Iron Man.
Really? Wonder Woman.
I don't know if it's specifically Wonder Woman, but I think they're on the cusp of what Marvel was doing.
Really now? I'm not going to disagree with you on that. That's a good, interesting perspective on it, though.
I think it's just... Alright, you have a solid... Granted, it's a little bit of a different time for DC to be doing, because you have already an established house like Marvel.
She reminds me more of Captain America.
No, it's not the character. It's how the movies are at with their life cycle, how they're being perceived.
So you mean like the beginning of something new?
Exactly.
Because this is
how
1984 is the new regiment for who was in charge of DC at the time when it started.
Yeah. So it's again
like their phase 2.
Not even their phase.
Their phase restarted.
Really, because that's what I mean. Because they've had so many things, so many times of like, we're gonna try this and see what sticks. You know, they've had so many. This person has done this, and they don't really connect, and different interpretations. It seems like Wonder Woman is that finally like that Iron Man or what Iron Man was to Marvel, and okay, we have the network. We're gonna start, and this is our starting point. And we're going to build around this. That's what it feels like, where it's finally getting traction.
I can understand that. Say, anything else you want to know about Wonder Woman 84?
No, all I know is like it looks good. I'm excited. I was a fan of the first one. A lot of people were, with Cheetah added into it.
I love Cheetah.
I think it's again
And Pedro Pascal, Oberyn Martell from Game of Thrones being the villain too. It's freaking awesome.
I think it's, again, just like how Iron Man is. It's just, you introduce one really cool character, you get them to love that one character. Now you're going to second movie, you got this other character, and she looks really cool.
Yeah.
And you're gonna, and I mean,
now my biggest question is, how's Chris Pine back?
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. All right. So the next panel was The Flash.
I did not see The Flash.
So that's fine. There was no trailer, no nothing. They just showed concept art for it. They showed 2 concept art. The guy who directed It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2 is directing this film. Andy Muschietti, which makes me excited. They are doing Flashpoint Paradox confirmed now, but they are changing lots of stuff. There's not going to have the Amazonians and Atlanteans fighting. There's no Thomas Wayne as Batman. There's no Martha Wayne as Joker. But they are doing something really cool, which I told you right beforehand. So Ben Affleck is officially reprising his role as Batman in this film. He will be playing one of the main supporting roles, as well as there will be another Batman in this film, played by Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton is returning to play Batman in the Flash movie. And they showed concept art of the Flash in his brand new suit fighting alongside Michael fucking Keaton's Batman. So we don't know how this is going to tie in.
Wow.
We don't know anything of this nature, but the director said that both Batmans are integral to the Flash's story because it's all about the Flash going back to save his mother, and then when he comes back, he fucked up time. And he has to help. He needs the help of both Batmans to figure it all out. Now, there are rumors that Michael Keaton, I heard this a while back, but I don't think I brought it up with you. So, Michael Keaton, there was rumors a while ago that he was going to reprise his role for this Flash movie, before we even knew about Ben Affleck. But the other rumors that came with it was that what's going to happen now, and it's seeming like this is going to happen, is that this Michael Keaton's Batman and Ben Affleck's Batman will cease. One of them will cease to coexist after the Flash movie. And a lot of people are predicting and theorizing that it's going to be Ben's because this will be his final performance as Batman. It'll make sense, go off with a great bang because he wants to be done with the character. But the biggest thing that's coming out about it is that this is the theory is that Bruce has lost his mom. Flash lost his mom. To help save time, Bruce gives his life up to help the Flash and everyone else. It would make sense in the point of his life that he's in.
Gotcha.
Michael Keaton's Batman, once everything is fixed, obviously sometime shit will be fucked up. Michael Keaton's Batman will be the one in this world now. That's not it, though. They're talking about doing a live-action Batman Beyond. This isn't announced yet, though. This is very rumors that Michael Keaton will be the Tom or the Bruce Wayne to this world, and that Tim Burton might come back to direct it. 100% in for all that.
That's a lot.
It's a lot, but I'm fucking for it. I'm so excited to see how they do this.
It's been interesting. I'm excited
and
to see how
they also said, they hinted at, because you know how there's a Nicolas Cage Superman movie from like the 80s that never happened? There's rumors he might show up in his Nicolas Cage Superman costume. I'm in love. Next panel after that was the Gotham Knights game, the video game. Did you watch the trailer for that?
Yeah.
What do you think? I was disappointed.
Really?
I only cared to play as Red Hood. I don't give a fuck about the other ones. It literally just looks like another Arkham game to me. It doesn't even tie into that world.
Yeah, so that was
And they're doing Court of Owls, which is even more shocking because that comic book you need Batman for. So my friend said there's no way Batman's dead.
Yeah, so I was going to
graphics look good, gameplay looks fun. It just looks like another game.
Here's my thoughts on that game.
Okay.
Because I perceived it very well. But I do have gripes with it. After I saw the trailer, I was like, this looks awesome, and then I read into it. I don't like, again, what it was said was that it's not going to tie into the Arkham games. It's set in that universe, though. That's why they look familiar and similar in those fashions. That's like my biggest thing with it. And also
it looks fun.
The Arkham games are very dark. They're very, very play the game. If you haven't, you know what I mean, Zach, right?
Yeah.
They're a very grounded, very real, very serious games. This kind of feels like it's getting away from that.
More campy. But I get it. It's not in the same world.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
And that's like really what it bothers me, because if they did it the same world, they could have made it so good.
Yeah. So now can I say this? Because now we have that. Did you see the Suicide Squad kill the Justice League trailer?
Yeah.
I loved that trailer. I thought this is the right direction to go because it's different, but it still ties into the same world. But Batman died in Arkham Knight. And Batman's supposedly in this game, so he didn't die.
Yeah.
And they said that storylines are going to, take.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting. Why not just tie it all together? The biggest disappointment with that Suicide Squad trailer, this is my face. I'm going to show you my face while I was watching this. And then I see the release date, 2022. Literally, I'm not... Big smile to that. I said, why are you showing the game? Why the fuck did you even show the game? Why did you even decide to say, hey, we're going to show this game and we're not going to show when it's coming out in 2020? Seriously?
Because I'm a person that is... I'm not a double-standard person. We didn't know this game was coming up. At least I didn't know.
I knew.
Okay.
So they announced a while ago that they were working on a Suicide Squad game.
I mean, so like I guess, there's like rumors or like, all right, we're gonna make this game. I mean, if it's a new property like that, you weren't like, it's not like the whole Halo thing or like.
It looks cool though. I mean, the fact that you get to play as all four, King Shark looks awesome. Harley Quinn, I love that. I love how it's kind of like Left 4 Dead, but they said that it's more story based, which is awesome. And the fact that you work as a team to kill the Justice League members, which we all know Superman's gonna be the last one. It's probably gonna go like the Flash. That's cool. Now, do you actually kill them? I'm gonna say no because it's Brainiac controlling them, but I think you're gonna fuck them up. But I think that's fun that you have to work together as a team. So I'm more excited for that one. What about you? Are you more excited for that or Gotham Knights?
I am excited for Gotham Knights.
Okay. I see. I'm in the minority on that, and for
I like
me,
that play style. I like.
Who are you gonna play as the most? I'm playing it as Red Hood.
Definitely Nightwing.
Really? Okay. Nightwing's cool too. I'm so, and this is the thing. Like, I think it looks fun. I like that we get to play. You get to fight Mr. Freeze. Yeah. It looks fun.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad. They both look fun. I'm happy we live in a world where we get this type of stuff. Can I say there was one disappointment that I was hoping we were going to get announced there?
What was that?
Injustice 3.
Yeah, but they also. I mean.
We know they're making it. We know they're making NetherRealms. Yeah, we know NetherRealms is making it right now.
Yes, but they're busy right now with
Mortal Kombat
exactly, and they're only doing one thing.
They did hint at one thing for the next game.
What's that?
Dr. Manhattan.
Oh, really?
And the Watchmen joining.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
I'm for it. All right, so moving on to the next panel. After that, the next panel is so I did Wonder Woman, Flash, Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah.
So first off, James Gunn's directing it. He gets to do a full rated R film with the Suicide Squad. That behind the scenes footage sold me on that movie. It looks crazy. It looks wild.
It looks really over.
And I went and looked at the comic book that he said he's inspired from. And the comic book he's inspired from is totaled 90s action film. And I love it. Yeah, I love all the characters they have in there. First off, though, Weasel, King Shark, take my money.
Yeah,
they look
King
awesome.
Shark. I saw the King Shark was on there.
Taika Waititi's it's rumored he's voicing him. And then Weasel, dude, I'm in. Harley Quinn looks awesome. Everyone looks awesome. But the R rating thing. Now, the villain actually leaked out who the villain is for the film. I need to show you a picture of the villain.
Just tell me who it is. I'll look at it later.
I want to show you it. It's a giant starfish named Starro the Destroyer.
What?
It's a giant starfish named Starro the Destroyer.
You're joking.
No, I'm not. It's a giant starfish named Starro the Destroyer. And the reason we know that is because on the beach when they're fighting, there's people with on their face there's starfishes on them.
Oh my god.
So it's going crazy. Dude, this is now my second most anticipated film for next year.
They need to do it right. They just need to go over the top.
And I think James Gunn knows what he's doing. So there we go. There's that one. The next one was probably getting this out of order. Black Adam.
Yeah, cool. They announced it.
Dude, cool. They announced it. Dr. Fate, though. Dr. Fate's going to be in it. That's awesome. I love the character of Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate's going to be in it?
Oh, did you not see the trailer? Did they do the concept art trailer?
Yeah.
No, there's two. There's one that's showing Black Adam talking, and then there's one of showing the cast. Not who's going to play him, but so it's Cyclone, Hawkman, I can't remember, but Dr. Fate's one of them.
Ooh.
Isn't that awesome?
That's going to be cool.
And that they're bringing in the Justice Society of America, which is like they're like the Justice League, but the anti-heroes of the Justice League. Like, they're not villains, but they, they'll kill someone if they have to. And I love, and the Dwayne Johnson's like, Superman, Shazam, watch out. And I'm like, fuck you. So I think Superman shows up in this too.
I like Black Adam.
I love Black Adam. And Dwayne Johnson, I think, is going to destroy the role.
I'm also a person like Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm like,
he was announced 10 years ago to play Black Adam. 10 years ago he was announced to play Black Adam.
Insane. But like, so for like me as a fan of him, I'm like, he's like, I respect him. I think he's an incredible human. Like, really, he is. But as an actor, I'm like, okay, all right, we know what we're gonna get with him in this character, right? I think this is going to be the character where he's going to be able to be different. Mm-hmm. It's going to make... I agree. I don't think...
He's not going to be the typical Dwayne Johnson.
Exactly. He's going to be the, I'm here to fuck you up kind of type. Because that's how Black Adam is. He is a... I mean, his...
I think we're going to see him...
He is a very much of like a very powerful, strong character.
Well, and so in the trailer, he pretty much he talks about this film will break up the hierarchy of the DC universe. He goes, everyone knows Superman, everyone knows Shazam, Batman. He goes, but no one's ever really seen what Black Adam can do. And he says this film's going to show Black Adam's past as well as what he's doing in modern time now.
Yeah, so like that's another thing. Like he was, I can't remember exactly his whole backstory, but it was in Egypt and
and we see a little bit of that in Shazam when they're talking about we gave someone the power and they misused it, which we know that's Black Adam. Yeah, so I'm super excited for this. I was
enslaved, and then now I'm gonna use this power to fucking basically kill everybody. Yeah, and Black Adam he's just a cool comic book character in my opinion. He's just a very I don't know, like it's just fucking a beast.
He is, man. I love it. I
think Dwayne Johnson will be a really good.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see when they finally tie him and Shazam together because they're so closely connected. Which let's go into the Shazam panel. Nothing much shown because they are still writing the script, but they announced everyone's coming back. It's 2022, I think, is when Shazam 2 is coming out. Maybe 2023, I can't remember. But because of COVID and everything. Yeah. But it was a cute little panel. They had the kids talking and stuff. And Sinbad was in it. He's like, I want to be in the movie. Kind of dumb. But they showed a concept art poster, and they announced the new title, which is Shazam! Fury of the Gods. And they said that they pissed off a lot of the mythology gods. So it's going to be interesting to see how they wheel that one in. But they are going to still double down on that horror element from the first Shazam, which is cool.
I like that.
Yeah, I love the first Shazam. I loved it. It was really fun. Cool. And it's fucking brutal. That like boardroom meeting. So it's funny. I remember listening to the director talk about it because it's the guy who did Lights Out and Annabelle Creation. Yeah. And he was talking about it. He goes, yeah, I filmed that scene and it wasn't as brutal. And then the Warner Brothers exec said, no, you can go darker. So he went back and reshot that scene to make it more brutal.
And see, that's just more of like Warner Brothers going back to what we were originally talking about.
Trusting their creators. And Did you see Birds of Prey this year?
No, not yet.
See, I think it's on HBO Max, so you should watch it. Yeah. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that because I love the film, but I like how they told Kathy Yant, do whatever you want.
I heard that I heard it got great praise and was reviewed.
Great praise. It just came out at a bad time when COVID started hitting, so it didn't do as well.
Yeah, it was really, it got released right in the midst of the whole thing.
All right, next trailer. Or next panel, Snyder Cut. So overall, the panel itself, kind of boring. To be honest, we are all waiting for the damn footage.
Yeah, we just want to see
he did say there was going to be a different title, but it's just Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm guessing that's the title. Okay, that's fine. He announced, like right before the trailer, he goes, 4 episodes, each an hour long, and then at the end, we're going to do a 4-hour version of the film. So however you want to watch it. If you want to watch the 4 episodes, you can watch them leading up, or you can watch, which I get the 4 episodes. That way you're subscribed for a month and a half or so, and you watch them all. That trailer, though. So, is the trailer some of the footage from the very first Justice League trailer we saw a while ago? Absolutely.
Yes.
But we see Black Suit Superman. We see Darkseid. We see Steppenwolf in his original form.
Yeah, and
Hallelujah.
Yeah,
man.
and honestly, that's like the part that really like got me.
The music.
Watching. It was the music. It was showing, right off the bat, Darkseid coming down with his fucking hammer axe, whatever the fuck he was wielding.
And people were crapping on CGI. Guys, the movie's still in development. Like,
when does it come out?
So, they told us when it was announced that it was happening the first quarter of 2021. But on the press site for Warner Brothers yesterday, they had an image that was on there that said Zack Snyder's Justice League September 5th. But then it was immediately taken down. Now, that could just be a placeholder, to be honest. But I have because they said that they're not doing reshoots at all. It's all CGI score stuff. Because Junkie XL is doing the score for this again. I have a feeling they actually are doing reshoots, to be honest. I think they actually are doing, because they said they're not, but I believe it's nearly impossible to do a film without reshoots. Like, New Mutants I'm going to see it tonight. They didn't do a single reshoot for that film. And my friend who saw it yesterday told me, you can physically tell, like, as someone who edits, directs, is in this knowledge, like, because he goes to London Film School.
Yeah.
He told me, it bugged the shit out of me that I could tell that they obviously wanted to do different things. You could tell this is the very first, like, this is a test screening with CGI done. And he goes, I think that's going to be the biggest issue of the film. Film's still good.
Yeah.
He goes, but it's for an hour and a half. You can definitely tell they wanted to do more, but they couldn't. So I think that's why the Snyder Cut has all this footage, but they need to do the reshoots to fix some of it.
Gotcha.
Because Martian Manhunter's apparently in this thing. There's Green Lanterns rumored to appear in it.
Did we see him?
He wasn't in there. He wasn't in the trailer.
I was like,
I think he will be, though. But I love the trailer. I love how it focused on each and every individual hero. Batman taking the shots into the glove and then just swinging in. Because Batman was a pussy in the original Justice League film. I love Ben Affleck as Batman. He's right now my favorite Batman to date.
For me,
still Christian Bale?
Yep.
So as an acting performance and as a movie, Christian Bale's movies win every time. But as what I've always wanted to see from the character of Batman, Ben Affleck, I felt like knocked it.
I agree.
Now, that's going to change when we talk in a second.
Yeah.
But Snyder Cut, man.
Yeah. Steppenwolf looks fucking badass.
Yeah.
And Darkseid looks awesome. You see...
The action just looks amazing. I love Zack Snyder as the director.
I can't imagine... Like, if that's what we saw... I can't imagine, but
4 hours
of that, and like that's so crazy.
So, have we ever talked about because he's already established like what his original plan was? Have we talked about that on here?
Mm-mm.
So, I don't know if he's going to do this anymore. I think this is where the biggest part of the reshoots is going to come in, is the ending, because the original ending for his Justice League is the whole team dies because they kill Steppenwolf, blah blah blah. They beheaded him, and then Darkseid shoots down in a boom tube and kills Wonder Woman, Aquaman, grabs Superman, turns him evil, kills Lois Lane, rips Cyborg in half, and the Flash and Batman disappear. And the sequel was going to be that desert thing that we see. And we're going to get a little bit of that in here, like the visions, but like that was going to be it. It was that and them time traveling through time to save all the heroes. Which
I mean,
I don't think they'll do.
Which makes sense, because if that's how it was, and if Zack Snyder does that, holy shit, do it. And you need to if you do that, you kind of have to.
You have to do another one.
Exactly. You can't be an asshole.
That's why I said they're not going to do the cliffhanger. I think anymore.
Because I mean, if that would make perfect sense. Mm-hmm. Who are the only 2 characters that would be allowed for them to survive and be able? Yeah, it's a possibility to make a second.
I don't see Darkseid being a main character in this. I think he's going to be in the visions and stuff like that.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think he's a big part of it, and I think it just because it's a big fuck you to the fans in a sense. Like, unless you have plans to make another one, and I've even said this, if you were to do that and then say, oh, I'm going to do an animated version and everyone voices, I'd still be okay for that because then I get the full story, you know?
Yeah.
Animated's a little bit cheaper. DC does all these animated films that are really cool. I've actually pitched this where I think these DC animated films, they always adapt comics. Why don't they adapt scripts that weren't used?
Very good.
I think that's a cool idea because imagine if they took Ben Affleck's Batman script and said, you know what, like, people really wanted to see this in live action. Let's turn it animated. I would pay for that. I don't even care if he voices Batman at that point. You know what I mean?
That's a very good point, my friend.
DC should take my money, right?
Very good point.
Pay me literally like $1,000 for each one. That's nothing. That's fucking nothing.
Fucking nothing on your bottom.
It's just like an extra. Just ask me, hey, what script should we do next? Nicolas Cage Superman, Batman, Justice League. You have, dude. You know there's a Green Arrow script of him getting put into a maximum prison cell and having to escape. And it's like The Raid.
That sounds badass.
I want that.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get that?
I don't know.
Because DC fucking sucked at the time, but this is the point. So
Agenda suck.
Yeah. Snyder Cut was awesome, but let's get to the best thing. So, I've been saying this. The Batman is my most anticipated film ever. I mean, honestly, like, Batman is my favorite superhero of all time besides Spider-Man. It's both of them going back and forth, back and forth. And this film, you know, if Far From Home wasn't a part of the Marvel machine,
yeah,
I probably would have said that's my most anticipated film of all time because Mysterio is my favorite superhero villain from Marvel. And so the Batman panel comes up. It's 30 minutes. And 20 of it is Matt Reeves, the director who directed Planet of the Apes trilogy, which is fucking amazing. Him just talking about Batman. And they didn't even have to show footage. They didn't have to show the footage. I just heard him talking about it. And I'm like, you get Batman, dude. You understand him.
Yeah.
You know what it is. And he was saying, like, as I was writing the script, he goes, I was picturing what is my world of Gotham going to look like. He goes, we're doing an HBO Max spin-off series with Jeffrey Wright playing Commissioner Gordon, where it's going to take place in the first year of Batman coming in. And how does the Department of Gotham Police feel about him? That is an awesome one. That's an awesome idea. And they're doing it on HBO Max. Cool. And he goes, I have other ideas for an HBO Max series. There's rumors now that there's a Catwoman series in development for HBO Max. I like that they're building this world. And in a sense, he made it feel like the Batman animated series coming to live action.
Warner Brothers is doing moves.
But he started talking about it. He goes, I felt like a kid. I got to create my own Batmobile. I get to create my own Gotham City. I get to choose what villains I want to play with in here. And as he was just talking about it, he talks about like why Robert Pattinson is the perfect Batman for this. And it actually came out. How much do you think Robert Pattinson weighs right now? Because you know everyone's like, oh, he's so skinny, he can't play Batman. The dude weighs fucking 210.
I was about to say he probably weighs
210.
Yeah, I mean,
he's like 6'1".
Well, he's also an Lieutenant.
Yes. But I guess when he puts on the suit, he goes up to 270, and he's like adds another like 4 inches to him.
Damn.
So they're like he's like a 6'7" Batman, 270 pounds, when he has the suit on.
Fuck.
So, but he talked about making a very imposing Batman, one that is brutal. But he also wanted to tie into that detective element because Batman is the world's greatest detective.
Yeah. Well, you see him in the very beginning of the trailer, how his suit looks and his helmet, his mask, really. Mm-hmm. Perfect.
And so they talked about creating that suit. Yeah, and they said, where did the idea come from? And he goes, the idea came from the second we casted Robert Pattinson, we talked to him. How do you want the Batman suit to look like? He goes, you're being Bruce Wayne. We want this Batman suit to feel like Bruce Wayne made it himself. Not with using all of his money like the Nolan trilogy does, not with like how rich Ben Affleck was, but your own suit. So his suit is made by himself. And there's rumors that he might get another suit in it, which is fine. And the same with his vehicle and everything like that. He's not this is taking place in the second year of Batman being around in the world. He's still trying to figure out what is his
he's trying to get
symbol for this city. And he goes, that's why we chose the Riddler, Penguin, which Penguin looks amazing in that trailer. I can't even see that being Colin Farrell. It's the guy with all... I'll show you.
No, don't have to tell me. Which one?
Colin Farrell, he was the guy laughing, his hair's all messed up in the rain. That's the fucking Penguin. That's Colin Farrell. That's all that makeup. You can't even tell it's him. And then you have Catwoman, and then there's rumors that Court of Owls is going to be tied into here.
Don't say that.
What?
If Court of Owls is tied in, that's insane.
And it is. On the note that Riddler gives him, the symbols on there are all Court of Owls language.
Huh.
And in one of the things where he's, when he shoots up and he's going above,
Yeah.
one of the staircases, you see a man with a Court of Owls mask.
Oh my god.
So everyone's predicting that this is going to set it up, and then the second one will be Court of Owls. But I love it. I love this. And then, panel's done.
I think if they, because of the tone of how this one's going, if they do Court of Owls, it will be the perfect
Batman.
And
and
villain.
Someone asked him about the rating. They didn't say. I think they're still trying to figure it out. I think it's more of a, if it gets an R rating, it gets an R rating. If it gets a PG-13, it gets the PG-13.
Yeah.
And I think now, since Joker made $1 billion, they know people will flock to do this. So
yeah,
I have a couple things. So panel ends, he goes, we have footage to show you. He goes, we've only shot 25% of the film. So this is what we've shot.
Yeah.
He goes, it's not done. I don't know about you. If that's only 25% of that movie.
It's crazy that that's only 25.
It's my most anticipated film ever. I mean, Robert Pattinson as Batman looks fucking stunning.
Okay, so 25%, right?
They start shooting again next week.
That's so like.
We only got one scene with Riddler.
Well, like, yeah, but like, okay, so if that's 25%, right? That's 1/4 of the film.
So what's the rest?
Well, let's think about that in minutes wise. Let's say that's a hour long.
It's gonna be 2 hours. It's probably like 2:20.
So 30 minutes.
From what we saw, yeah.
And that's 30 minutes out of the 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's only 25%.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it's all about him. Just the string of murders start pulling up, and he has to figure out who's doing it. And
that'd be 30 minutes, right?
It's around there. But like Riddler, dude, like you see him taping up the guy's head.
Yeah.
Paul Dano's gonna be the. So
I was like, that's also another thing. It's like with the whole Riddler, that's a very dark and very
messed up character.
Well, it's like you don't really like. There's a very more dark version of the Riddler that I feel like I at least know. Like I know Riddler as the comic book character and villain. He's a very twisted, messed up person because of he's the Riddler. Yeah. But this one is like, ugh.
Someone had a meme real fast of Batman, and he was like this, and they put Robert Pattinson's face on it, and the caption was, when Robert Pattinson finds out he has to find all the 300 Riddler trophies all over the map. And I'm like, I'm so dead. But dude, I absolutely adored that trailer. I've watched it. I'm not exaggerating right now. I've probably watched that trailer over 100 times. Like I
watched it twice.
The fact that I have to wait.
Because the Riddler looks freaking nuts, man.
I don't think that's actually him though. I think he's gonna have the iconic outfit.
You think
later?
So?
Yeah, I think that's his disguise.
Maybe.
And I think a lot of it's gonna be a mystery. Is it really the Riddler? You know what I mean? And I think there's gonna be,
that's true.
Because it is him trying to figure it out, a mystery. Who is this guy? Who is it not? And that's the thing that makes me most excited, is to see how they pull it all off, you know? And I think they're gonna pull it off in such a style. I mean, that trailer is amazing, and it's great, and it gets better with every second, because it Nirvana playing in the beginning, you have it going. You see Commissioner Gordon, Jeffrey Wright looks awesome. You see him come up. This is for you. Yeah. He looks at it, and that person who died is apparently really close to Bruce Wayne. Andy Serkis, who's played like Claw, Golem, Caesar from Planet of the Apes. He's playing Alfred. Fucking awesome casting. Literally some of the best casting we've ever seen for a film. The score sounds amazing, especially when you hear it dun dun dun.
Yeah,
dun,
it's gonna be.
Dun. It sounds great, and then you get to that last part where the guy's like, boom, 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 and he doesn't stop. He gets on top of him and still pummels him.
Oh yeah.
Who are you? I'm vengeance. Love it.
Yeah, it's.
And that's what Matt Reeves was talking about. He goes, he's trying to figure out what is his purpose in this world. He wants to bring justice, but how is he supposed to? He killed that guy. He point blank beat that guy to death. Mm-hmm. And I love his suit with the gauntlets, because that probably adds weight to his punches.
Oh, you're just going. Now you're putting your. No, it don't lay into that much,
dude. Why are they there? It's kind of a weird thing. It's literally though my most anticipated film though, and I The fact that we now have to wait till like next October, November kills me. But I'm also ready to say this. Next year, I was like looking at what's going to be the Oscar lineup, for the fall season. If Joker can get a Best Picture nomination, this film can. Matt Reeves, I really think War for the Planet of the Apes should have been nominated. That's a film that the fact that it didn't even get visual effects is honestly a joke.
Do you think that Joker got nominated because of Joaquin Phoenix's performance?
Yes. I always say this. That film was... I gave it a B. It's a B because of him. If he was not in that film would have been a C.
So, no, that's why you can't be surprised if it doesn't.
And I'm not, but I'm going to call it right now. I think the Oscars keep adding, to their board of people who vote, more younger, more diverse people. And I think with every year we see, Parasite just won.
Yeah.
Insane. I would have never imagined Parasite winning in a million years. In fact, in my reaction, I'm sitting there, I film all my reactions to the winners, and I said, I know 1917 is going to win. And it sucks because I think Parasite should win. I'm sitting there, I'm like, please be Parasite, even though I'll be wrong. And it was Parasite, and I screamed, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Yeah, Parasite was one of my favorite movies.
It's so fucking good.
It's definitely considered one of my favorite movies. Because I had no idea what the movie was about the whole time. I made sure of that going into it.
And neither did I. And it's so... And it's like, when it starts, you're like... And the family starts doing their thing, and you're like, oh, I get it. I get what they're doing. But it just... No,
you keeps on adding.
And that's the thing.
And that's why it's such an awesome movie, because it doesn't stop until the very last second. Literally, till it closes.
Yep.
And that, even the fucking...
It's unpredictable. It's the most entertaining and unpredictable film I've ever watched.
Yes, and it's... Dude, and when I thought the ending was one way, I was like, holy shit. Nice ending, I can smile. And then the real ending, and you're like...
Oh my god.
And that's what I'm saying. It literally does not let you go until the very last second. And that is what's so entertaining and what makes a movie good. Are you constantly thinking, trying to guess it? I hate movies where I'm like, predictable.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to
expect. But you kept thinking. And it's so smart. You know what the most underrated shot in that film is? When they're running away from the house and they're going down the stairs and you see them going down like this.
Yeah, when it's raining outside.
High class, low class.
There's a lot of visual stuff in there.
Bong Joon-ho is one of the best directors ever. And Snowpiercer, great film. Okja, great film. The Rock. So, The Rock and the symbolism and how it floats, it shows that it was fake the whole time. And, that thing wasn't even worth anything. It's so interesting. I learn more and more about that film every single time I watch it. I adore that film.
And, I'll just pay my credit towards it because I just love that region of the world.
And Korea does it great. I just saw it. Have you ever seen Train to Busan?
That part of the world, Asian. They just have a beautiful sense of imagery and just
and you know what I've been doing recently on my channel is watching anime because Studio Ghibli films. HBO Max has every single Studio Ghibli film,
and also Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
I'm already. I love.
So I've been starting from the very beginning.
Little known fact about me.
I've been starting from the beginning of Studio Ghibli. So next I have Grave of Fireflies.
If you want some suggestions, have you watched Attack on Titan?
Yes, I love Attack on Titan.
You probably watched this one because it was on what's it called? Netflix. Full Metal Alchemist.
Yes, I love Full Metal Alchemist. Death Note.
Sword Art Online.
I haven't, but I've heard of it. I've heard that and Hunter x Hunter too. I need to watch.
Obviously Dragon Ball Z. That's another thing.
Naruto.
If you like Dragon Ball Z, you like anime.
Yeah. If you like Pokemon, you like anime. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's all anime, guys. Remember Cody Loco on Cartoon Network? Mm-hmm. Fucking anime.
Yeah. And I was like, and I just say that because I hate it at one point where it's like, if you watch anime, you are considered weird.
And you know what else I think is funny? Definitely the stigma. Remember, in high school, it's if you like comic book films, you're a nerd.
Yeah.
And now the stigma is like all the jocks and the cool kids.
Or it's
if you play video games, you're a nerd.
It's just a weird.
We live in a cool time now.
I'm a person that dude, I just like things.
No, I get what you mean. But yeah, no. Have you ever seen Train to Busan?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Need to.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, I know.
Please watch it.
The zombie movie. Yeah.
It's the best zombie film ever made.
Yeah,
If you love, like, and I just saw the sequel, Peninsula.
Yeah.
It's so smart because the first one's a straight zombie horror thriller, and the second one's Mad Max with zombies. Because it's like, well, you've lived in this world for 4 years. What are you going to do? Dude, you see this car ram into zombies and freaking turn, and it got bad reviews, and I'm going to tell you, fuck you if you didn't like the film. Because I went into it thinking it's going to be the same thing I've seen before, and it was completely different, and I loved it. It's not as good as the first one. Not as good. But still, it's so much fun. So let's tie this up, man. The Batman, is it your most anticipated film right now?
No.
What's your most anticipated? Besides Tenet, because you're going to see Tenet.
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to be real with you. I'm a little bit bad and rusty with movies because I just don't have as much time.
But, like, out of the ones that you know, is it Snyder? You can only see one, Snyder Cut or Batman?
Fuck.
Only one. The other one gets deleted forever.
I mean, honestly, I'd probably go with the Batman because we already have a pre-existing Injustice. It's not the perfect one, but we already got one. And we have plenty of Batmans, but we don't have this interpretation of Batman.
Which one do you think you're going to like more? I think you're going to like the Snyder Cut more.
I disagree. I think I'm going to like the Batman more.
Really? What do you think about the original Justice League?
I like it. It's not bad. There's definitely things I don't...
It doesn't... For me, I like it. It feels like a cartoon, but it's not the continuation that I wanted from Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, it's...
And if you haven't seen the Ultimate Edition, it's on HBO Max, guys. People must think that we're advertised by HBO Max, but we're not.
No,
we just
very
love
unbiased. Everything on here. Anytime we give a shout out to a company or anything, it's.
If we're gonna do an ad, we'll let them know it's an ad.
We'll let you know if it's an ad. But truly, it's just like unbiased opinion. I really fuck with this. This is how it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen it, and again, it's not bad. It's just I don't think it fits well with the whole tone. They need to find a proper tone and stick with it. That's what Marvel did. That's what DC needs to do. I suggest that they go probably more of a mature route than more of a kid kind of family fun thing that Marvel's known for. You can still be mature and have a family film to a certain extent. Yeah, I would probably say honestly Batman, truthfully. Especially if it goes the route where it needs to and where it looks really, really mature and they if it gets rated R, it gets rated R. That'd be really, really cool.
I don't think it will.
I don't
personally,
think
just because it is a Batman character.
It just depends on. I only say if it'd be really cool to see rated R strictly because it just shows Batman in a very raw form. Mm-hmm. Not saying that you won't be able to see it in a PG-13. Hell, I think that you could probably I truthfully think that this movie, knowing Batman, it will probably stick to PG-13. Be a really, really hard PG-13. Mm-hmm. If it gets an R rating, I think it's going to be a very light R rating, where it's just one of those kind of things, Mm-hmm.
No, I get that. Or a hard PG-13.
That's what I mean.
I think honestly, at this point, it's hard to get you have to try to get an R rating. You either have to have the F word. I
disagree. I think because a lot of people are really sensitive right now.
See, but the thing is with this is so Joker has an R rating because of the PG-13, or it's because of the F word, it says. That's literally the only reason it's R. It's because the F word and the blood. Yeah,
we want to pretend that 13-year-olds aren't saying the F word nor saying fuck all the time or saying worse things.
You can say that. That's what I'm saying. So you can say the F word twice in a movie, and it makes it PG-13. But if you use it in a sexual manner, it's automatically R.
Yeah. So my point exactly. It's a lot easier to, I feel get an R rating, just based off of all right, how are we going to say certain things? I think it you know what I mean.
Yeah, I go what you mean.
I think if it goes R, I think it's not going to be R because it has, Batman ripping heads off, blood and gore, tits. It's going to be, it's just mature and it's just a brutal kind of movie.
I totally agree. Now, I had another question to ask you. Now I can't remember it. So I'm very disappointed in myself because I had a really good question to ask you to add on to this whole conversation.
That have to deal with?
It had to do with Batman, I think. Or something else. But this is just exciting, Marvel, it's your turn. You got to do a fandom. You have to do an event like this, and when you get the details and throw out what you're doing, because for me at this point, I mean, I would rather watch the DC films than Marvel for right now. Like anything coming out. Like if you told me Wonder Woman 1984 or Black Widow, I'd probably say Wonder Woman. Next year,
because you know where you're gonna get with Black Widow.
I know. The only one that I'm interested in, besides Spider-Man 3, just because of the cliffhanger, I got to see where it goes, is Doctor Strange Multiverse.
I was about to say that's the only one I'm excited
for. And Eternals. Because Eternals is something I've never seen before.
Yeah, it's going to be a very...
And they used a 90% actual sets. So there's not that much CGI. Yeah.
So,
and then Shang-Chi's a Kung Fu film. That's going to be cool.
But, but even with all these new characters and, Doctor Strange could be different if they actually go more for horror. It would be interesting, be a different take. But when it comes to Marvel, you know what you're going to get with a Marvel movie.
Yep.
That's like the one kind of exciting thing about and just human nature things. Why DC seems exciting, because you don't know what to expect from, especially right now, because they've constantly had, again, like we said in the beginning, DC doesn't have like a very strict, or I shouldn't say strict, but very certain tone that they want to put all their properties under, and that's exciting. You don't know what you're gonna get with any of these movies. You see this. Everything that's coming out, and then you could see those, and then you look at the new Batman, you're like, whoa, those are like, they're all very like, let's see where this all goes.
Is there a superhero that you love but hasn't been announced for a new thing or its own movie? Oh, the last thing I forgot to tell you, Static Shock's getting his own live action film.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, they announced that. It was weird. Like, they were talking about the comic book and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, we're doing a live action film, then they just pass over. It's like, go back a bit.
Wait a second,
I love the Static Shock. What'd you say? But it's exciting, man. I think we live in a cool world where, like, we're getting so much cool things. And, I will say this, guys, like, I know people are tired of reboots, tired of remakes, but, like, when someone's doing something different with a property, it's good to support it.
Yeah, I'm a person that is definitely on that train. I hate reboots to the fullest extreme. And especially when they're turned into just like, all right, we're just now going to do live action. Okay. It doesn't excite me. What I do like is when someone's going to take an idea that's already pre-existed, and they're going to spin it and do their own interpretation on it, their own vision of it, because that is taking already and pre-existing idea that's been there and twisting it up, giving it new life, giving it a breath of fresh air. That's cool. You're not doing anything if you're just like, all right, remaster. Same visuals thing. Like, you know what to expect from it all. Oh, now we're going to do live action. Okay, it's just now real.
Yeah.
And with CGI, I know what to expect from the story and what to expect from all these characters, right?
I agree with you. So, to end the podcast, I want to do this rapid fire section. Okay. I'm going to throw some news topics at you. I'm just going to quick things. What are the thoughts on them? If we want to double down on one, we can. First thing, Hayden Christensen, this is actually just announced. Hayden Christensen, Anakin Skywalker is 100% not even a question in the Kenobi Disney Plus series. Kenobi will officially be a lot of flashbacks to Clone Wars of Kenobi really looking back on his past. We'll see Commander Cody, one of the clones. We'll see the whole 212s. Ahsoka will most likely be in there, but Hayden Christensen is officially most likely going to return back into his iconic Clone Wars armor. Thoughts, real fast?
I like that.
I love it.
I think it's cool that if you're going to do a Kenobi film, I think that's like a really good way to do it, because I've said it before. I don't really care for an Obi-Wan Kenobi
movie, but a show. And it's a mini series. It's only 6 episodes.
Yep, both. I don't really care because I think he's already been fleshed out. Yeah. But I think if you're going to do it right, and for at least me to be interested in watching it, it's
There's rumors that they're trying to go to Logan vibe, like more of the thought-provoking of which I love. Second, Mandalorian Season 2 trailer is coming any single day now. Darksaber will be a major part of it, and Ahsoka will be in the trailer.
Wow.
Do you think we get, this is not news, do you think we get a fight between Moff Gideon with the Darksaber and Ahsoka Tano? I say yes.
That's going to be fucking crazy.
Because the trailer's apparently supposed to have her fighting 2 bounty hunters with her lightsabers.
If they can do it well, like to make the fight, yeah, I'll be excited. That's gonna be awesome.
Next thing, Mass Effect trilogy is officially, well, not officially, very, very heavily rumored because almost every single gaming website has an article where you can go buy it and pre-order. They just have not announced it. But the 60 frames per second remastering all 3 games for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One Series X, everything. I can't. Your face. How do you feel about this? I love this. I love Mass Effect, so... Did you have a stroke?
Holy shit.
Now, the only thing that's not known about it, though, is how much they're changing with the first game.
Oh, 60 frames?
Yeah. Apparently.
PS5?
That's the rumor, but we do know that the trilogy is getting remastered.
Yeah, throw in Armageddon for free.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. That'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I love Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 is one of my favorite games of all time. That is nostalgia.
Especially the second one. I still think the second one's the best one.
Yeah, and then we kind of talked about this before we started. Kingsman, the Kingsman, the prequel got delayed till February 26, 2021. Disappointing.
It's a little disappointing, but I mean, it's not too far.
Yeah, if the film's not done, the film's not done. Don't release it.
So just, we got any, actually before we start with questions.
I don't have any questions.
Oh, no questions, okay.
No, I just thought we'd just go off the cuff because we had so much to talk about, and someone was going to ask an Ice Age question.
Before we do go, I just want to touch base. Cyberpunk
update. Still hasn't been delayed. Did you see the thing they posted, though?
No more delays.
Did you see the yellow thing?
Yeah.
It was like, never gonna... I'm like, so you're really gonna go through with it? I won't believe it till it is in my hands, though.
What?
The game.
Oh.
I won't believe that it's a real thing till it's in my hands.
Right? It seems like... Did you watch the Tools of Destruction trailer?
Yes, I finally watched it. The swords coming out of your arms? Yes. When you say Tools of Destruction, I think Ratchet of Clank. Tools of Destruction for some reason.
Dude. That game is so insane.
Are you still... I kind of still wish there was third and first person, to be honest. I get it's completely different.
Yeah.
But I wish it was like... Remember Deus Ex, how you could go in and out?
I wish it...
That's my only...
had...
and that's my personal opinion. I'm being a fucking spoiled brat when it comes to that.
If they had an option where you could go from first person to... third person, like Batman, super close over the shoulder.
Can I be honest? I wouldn't be surprised if they eventually add that, though.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because remember when GTA came out, they came out the first person mode for the... So I won't be surprised if they add that. The other thing I feel
like it depends on... Because of how complex that game is, if they were able to do it and it not mess up any aspect of the game. That's the only way I see it.
The thing I'm really curious about, though, with this? The online. They still haven't even talked about it, but we know there's a multiplayer. Which they said isn't coming out day one, which that's fine. This is a game that has the potential to go forever. And when I say forever, I mean forever.
The game will be... It's basically going to be...
Do you expect this to be your favorite game of all time?
Yes.
Do you expect it to have a great story, though? And I will tell you this right now.
I don't know.
That's the one element that I don't think I'm going to love.
I don't know if they've said what the story's about.
Because The Witcher 3 is one of the best stories I've ever played, but it depends how much time you put into it.
Yes.
Because I've played the game rushing through and taking my time. Taking my time, way better.
And that's where I was thinking about it. I was like, so I don't know if they've announced what the story's about, but I don't think that's where, that could be the one thing where it could really, shoot themselves in the foot.
Is that it's too big.
Well, if the story it's too big, but what really makes it is the lore and the things that because the one thing that I'm all for is the way I can't remember the main director of this whole game.
I don't remember his name off the top of my head.
The black dude. You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He talked about, and I love the dude because he's just constant.
He's so passionate about it.
He's passionate as hell for this game, and he keeps on knocking down everybody that tries to give him criticism. He's no, this is my vision. This is how I want to make this game. I don't care about.
And that's the one thing we don't know the story, though.
Right, and
we know gameplay, the world.
This is where I'm getting to it. Is that one of the heavy aspects of this game that he wanted to make sure he embedded in it is that because of the whole nudity thing. Like nudity's going to be just kind of a thing. It's just how it is because
it's kind of, this game's like as crazy as Saints Row if you really think about it.
Yes, but in a mature way, because there's a reason why it's like that, is because in this world, and it's true, because it's all about modifying your body in this crazy futuristic society. How much do you modify your body so much to the point where you are no longer actually human?
Which is smart.
Right?
Which, let me throw this.
And
This game, if it had VR, I'd fucking buy a VR tomorrow. I would buy a VR tomorrow.
The ideas they put into this game, the world, the diversity, so much of it, it's absolutely, for me, it's, and I don't know if I told you this or told George, but I'm like, yeah, I think I might have told you. I love it, and I'm excited for this game so much because it's exactly how I would.
Are we doing a full 2-hour discussion game review on this game when it comes out?
We're gonna. It's gonna be a really heavy topic for sure. Because if there's a game I'm gonna recommend people play because there's more people playing video games more than ever. I keep on was like, oh, check out the new Call of Duty that got released.
If you want an idea of how
cool.
this game's going to be, go try Witcher 3. It's like $17 now. You can go find Witcher 3 on almost any console.
That or play Red Dead Redemption
2, yeah.
2. Understand how diverse
and imagine that in the future.
Times and then not
because
a few.
But the last thing I'll add to this is Cyberpunk looks to be a game that this is one thing. If the story's okay, not even okay. If it's good, that's fine. Because the thing that Witcher 3 has is it has a main protagonist that you followed for 3 games. Cyberpunk, you are immersing yourself in this world. It's an immersive game, and it's your story and how you want to play.
Yeah,
when you play Fallout, Skyrim, they have good stories.
Yeah.
The reason those games are great is because of the world, the customization, and because it's your story. Not their story.
And the cool thing about this too, you can choose life paths. That are all very drastically different.
That's what's going to be interesting is replayability. I don't play a lot of games. If I play an RPG, that's my character. I'm playing that forever. And then if I play it years down the line, I'll start it again. This is a game that I want to play every single plausible thing.
And that's my thing because you have 3 options from a life path. You have your nomad, which is you live like on the outskirts, not in the city,
middle class pretty much.
Not even that.
No, but really the next one's middle class.
The city one where you're basically like you grew up in the city on the streets.
And then the next
always with cops, and then the other one is like the corporate, dark, grimy, like the worst of the worst,
which adds
the actual like stereotypical corporate.
So and again, this game could be too big for its bridges.
It might, but dude, it seems like
we will see soon. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think this game. I don't think it gets Game of the Year though. I don't think it gets Game of the Year. I think it wins a lot of awards. I think it gets tons of good reviews.
Did Witcher get Game of the Year?
No, it didn't. It got like one, but like the main Game of the Year. I still feel like the main Game of the Year will go to Last of Us 2, just because that is always about the story. Because if you remember God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, which one's going to win? Red Dead won every single award but the Game of the Year, and that was God of War.
But I don't think that Cyberpunk, when it releases in November, it would qualify it for this. Will it for this year's cycle? Depends on how much time it's able to get its press and its feedback. Because I see...
So knowing like from a movie press, I'm assuming games are a little bit different just because they're longer. Yeah. Movie press... Like when I have to vote and stuff at the end of the year, I get the stuff usually a month or 3 months beforehand. Especially when it's smaller films, they don't care about those. Like getting leaked. Well, they do care about, but you know what I mean? Like spoilers. But like when it's a big film. Cyberpunk, I would imagine games are kind of the same way. So it's interesting, dude.
It's going to be very interesting this November.
What is it? It's going to be September by the time we meet up again. But for Tenet... Freaking Thursday, dude.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome.
So we're gonna leave out, guys. Make sure to follow, subscribe, rate, all that sorts of stuff, and we'll catch you guys soon over on the Good Boys. Thank you guys again so much for watching this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.
Thank you guys. Have a good one.